Just didn't make enough plays to win on Sunday. Felt like there were some good things. I thought we responded there after a little bit shaky first half to be able to close it out late, get the 2-minute stop, and just didn't make enough in the end. Got to find ways to put these guys in position to make plays in the fourth quarter where we can close some of these games out. And same story right now, and fighting to fix it, fighting to find solutions for these guys, and just being able to make the plays when we need them most.
What do you think of the challenge this week of the offense and some of the creativity? It seems like they do things that maybe nobody else does.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I think they're really talented across the board. Starts with their quarterback, and then the running game, 2 really good backs. Obviously, the skilled players on the perimeter are able to take it the distance no matter where they catch it. So, I mean, it starts there, and they're creative, finding ways to get those playmakers the ball. And, again, we're going to have to be locked in. We got to make sure we do our job every single play. Again, you can't really anticipate when those things are coming. So hopefully we're locked in and we can do our best to do our job when they do come and be in position.
How much did it hurt last week? You're obviously going in, you probably have a plan. You're thinking Paulson's going to be there, and then you get to the game and you have to kind of change on the fly there.
Yeah, honestly, it's not a whole lot different than if it were to happen the first series, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, it was obviously he couldn't go. They made a decision he couldn't go, and again, we got to adjust. That's our job, and hopefully those guys are ready to go. They got to prepare to play, and hopefully in that situation or throughout the game, if something comes up, those guys are ready to play, and we can keep going and make the adjustments we need to make.
Does that change how much you can do? That is your top cornerback there.
Yeah, it's something we definitely look at, right? How we're playing certain things. Have to change some things depending on who's going in that spot, what we're comfortable with. Obviously something we always look at based on our personnel.
What do you think of the season Flott's having? And do you think, assuming you think it's, he's progressed, do you think that's because he's settled into one spot for his first 3 years here? I know you're only here for one. It was like, is he a slot? Is he an outside corner? Whatever. Yeah. You guys gave him a chance, and it seems like he's responded.
Yeah, I think he's improved dramatically over my time here, and then obviously getting settled in to competing for that outside job through the spring and through training camp. I think he's had a really good year for us. I mean, made some plays. There's some plays I'm sure he'd like to have back, but consistent. Every single day, the same guy comes out here, practices, works at it, and it shows up on Sunday.
Why'd you bench Drew Phillips during the game?
Yeah, really with Nick. Felt like Nick earned the right to play a little bit, right? He's out here working. He's done a really good job. We got him in there, felt confident in his ability to go in there and play, and I would say he earned the right to play. So getting him out there was good. Seeing him make the big play on 3rd and 2 was good. So we'll kind of see where that goes.
Why didn't you start the game then?
Because I got confidence in Drew. I got confidence in Drew to go out there and do all those things as our starting nickel. Just trying to get him some time.
So is that another spot that could have like a rotation?
I think week to week is just something we look at. And again, just felt like Nick earned the opportunity to go play. So it was more about Nick than anything else.
Anything different you saw from Dexter Lawrence that, it seemed like he popped more on tape. Any reason for that?
No, I think he took advantage of some one-on-ones. I think he was disruptive when we had him on the move, able to get in the backfield. I think on one of the pressures he was able to wrap and make somebody right and force them out. So just continuing to be disruptive in there, and when he gets his chances one-on-one or on the move, or we can change the math a little bit for him, take advantage of those opportunities.
Bo's word for Mike has been aggressive. How much has that been the message to you?
Yeah, don't hold anything back. Put these guys in positions to make plays. Understand, obviously, this week's going to be played aggressively by their side of the football as well, just with what they've done on 4th downs. Understanding that, and something we look at every week, just how we're able to attack. Like finding ways to attack the situations we feel comfortable attacking, the personnel we're playing with, playing against, all that comes into play. But again, finding the best ways to put these guys in positions when it matters most, whatever that is, to be able to go affect and change the game.
I don't know how much time you and Mike, prior to last week, probably had not spent as much time, or maybe
as you did doing your own things. But what have you seen in him since he was elevated? Since the change?
Yeah, a lot of the same things I saw when he was the offense coordinator, just from afar. Bringing it in with the whole team, with the defensive unit involved now, the leadership, I think the attention to detail, how he's adjusted some meetings, I think has been good for us, good for the guys. But he relates with all the players, offense, defense. He wants to be involved. He wants to know what's going on so he can have those conversations with our guys as well and be able to hold them accountable to certain things. So I think he's doing a really good job, and hopefully we can get some wins here.
How does he relate with the players?
I think by getting to know them, understanding what we're doing. I think that all comes into it. But as a coach, it's about building relationships, getting to know who they are, letting them in to know who you are, families, what's your reason why, everything that kind of goes into this thing. It comes back to relationships, and I think he's taking the time to continue to build those relationships a little bit further, and probably what he was able to before as just the offense coordinator.
You think Abdul has recommitted himself since being benched for that series on Sunday?
Yeah, I do. Again, unfortunate situation, handled internally, but he's been locked in this week. He came in here Tuesday, ready to go, ready to learn, ready to make the corrections. Was good yesterday. We just got to continue to kind of stack these days here as we get through the week, and hopefully we'll be ready to go Sunday.
What's been your message to him?
Be a pro, keep working. Can't get frustrated with where things are. We got to find ways to keep improving. Take advantage of our opportunities when they're there. But again, it's the consistency day in and day out with all these guys, especially young players. Just try to be the same guy every day, try to work the same way every day, and on Sunday, hopefully that pays off.
You guys emphasize takeaways as a priority going back to the spring. They haven't come as much as you would like.
No doubt.
What do you attribute that to? What do you see on tape where that's been an issue?
Yeah, I think we've dropped some. Like you go back, Dallas game, we dropped a few. Against the Bears a few weeks ago, we dropped one. I think last week we punched one out, weren't able to get it. There was one that ended up getting overturned too that they dropped, and we were able to get on. I think the biggest thing is just continue to emphasize we can't miss opportunities when we're in position. Second guy in, third guy in. We got to do a great job of attacking the football when we got these guys secured. And then continue to affect the quarterback, try to find ways to get off the quarterback. They're the number one fumblers in the league every single year. So trying to find ways to get off the quarterback, and hopefully we can make the ones when we do have the opportunity.
And to follow that up, you guys have gotten a lot of pressure on the quarterback, but the sacks maybe haven't come. How do you analyze that to see like what's successful, what hasn't worked, or what has worked?
Yeah, that's a good question. Obviously you want the negative plays that come with that, but at the same time, I think the ability to affect and disrupt and really change the passing game, there's obviously a huge benefit in that for our secondary, and it takes all 11, right? It takes all 11, get them to hold the ball, and we're able to get home, or we're able to put pressure on them, force an errant throw, a quick throw. Maybe he's not ready to throw, so continue to get pressure on him as best we can, and hopefully find ways to get him down when we have a chance.
Just see on the long pass, the 33-yarder late. You had some one-on-ones up front that didn't get through. What was your?
Yeah, we brought 5. We were tight back there. Got to find a way to get through and win somewhere. Burns did late after the chip. He was able to get through late. In position, we got to do a better job down the field there when we're chest to chest, being able to play through the hands, right? Totally different situation than kind of what Dane had when they're running and he's trying to look back and his hand got up late, where there's not really momentum building on that throw. We're chest to chest. Let's make sure we're playing through the hands, seeing the hands. And again, we got to find ways to make those plays. There were 2 in that drive they made, and we didn't.
Burns blamed the guys up front, said it was a tough play for Flott there. Obviously you're talking. What could Flott have done differently there?
Like as a chest to chest, just making sure I'm seeing the receiver's hands. Like that point, I think is a different situation than when you're running and the guy's is underthrown and you got to try to get your head around because there is going to be that collision, right? At that point, I think they were pretty much for lack of a better term, there wasn't the momentum taking them down the field. So they were pretty much chest to chest. Just trying to find a way to get my hand through his hands instead of taking a peek.